Hi, my name is Helen. I'm going to take you through an upper body and an abs workout with dumbbells only. So if you are lucky enough to have a selection of dumbbells, then I would recommend having a slightly heavier pair and a lighter pair. If not, hopefully hopefully you purchase something that's like a medium pair and hopefully you'll be fine. I will give you options to regress if you ever need it. But everything that you do, just make sure you're working within your abilities, within your strength and your capabilities. You have rest extra if you need more than what I've given you. Yeah, basically, I want everyone to end up feeling good. Like you feel like you want a good workout, pound, let's go. If you want to go easy, but everyone wants to feel good. So we're going to warm up the shoulders. So just give a few circles. So we're going to do a quick warm up. And then we get into it. We're going to do 2 sets. What's the right word? So we have 3 exercises twice through, another 3 exercises twice through, and then we're finishing with 5 exercises twice through. So pretty much, yeah, all upper body. I'm just rambling now, aren't I? Swing the arms forward and back so you get a dynamic chest and back stretch. So you want to feel as you swing the arms back, it pull on your chest. So really try and get that pull as long as it feels good, doesn't feel like it's going to snap your muscles. And then a squeeze of your chest at the front of the movement as well. And that squeeze at the chest at the front is going to stretch out your upper back. So it's like you're moving, just create a little bit of blood flow in the body. Side bend, reach up and bend and switch sides. So yeah, what we're doing here is warming up the back, but at the same time also getting a little stretch into the sides here, so into your lats and side waist, which is going to be working throughout this workout. Come down to all fours, please, cat and cows. Shoulder, wrists, hips over knees, arching the back and rounding the back. Every time you round here in this cat position, think of lifting the belly. And every time you arch, just let the belly relax. Perfect. Just a push up on your knees. So from here, you can just open your hands a bit wider, drop your chest between and push up. If you're finding that's what's, oh gosh, I can't talk today. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, hands a bit further forward, but don't jump up onto your toes. We're just warming up. And the main work is going to be when you've got your dumbbells. Perfect. Coming to all fours again. Reach your right arm up and thread it underneath the left armpit. Just do that a few times. Try to get your hips square to the front. We are going to do those push-ups again. Second time round, we're aiming for range. And maybe add a little pause at the bottom as well. So you can use that stretching, pulling sensation on your chest. Perfect. Let's do the push-ups again. So same thing in box or on knees. But drop your chest and see if you can just pause just for a moment at the bottom and push back up. So really starting to open the chest and push. Tuck your pelvis underneath you. So your tailbone, like you're basically taking your bum rather than arching like this. We're tucking underneath. That's going to keep your back safe and brace your abs. Perfect. All fours again. This time the left arm lifts and threads underneath. And repeat. Perfect. Right, grab your dumbbells. So we'll start with a chest press, which is lying on your back, and this position. We've also got a chest fly, which is place weights forward and open up like this. So this is what I mean. If you've got the option, go heavy with the press, lighter with the fly. It should always feel harder when the weights are further away from your body. If you haven't got the option, again, hope you've got a medium weight. And the other thing is we'll do the chest presses here. If you get stuck on the fly, here instead of here. So it's still opening a little bit more, but not all the way to here. Oh dear, lie down on your backs, please. Chest press. So the dumbbells is up over your chest. You open your elbows and then push them back in. The elbow goes wide and down to the side, slightly tucking in towards your ribs. So it's not super wide that it's like so high that your elbows up in line with your shoulders. I'm going to slightly tuck them into your body, keeping your shoulders safe. If you're doing this with me on the floor, then you can't go further than kind of that full range. So if your elbows and arms touch the floor, perfect. Going lower than that, if you were on a bench, you don't need to go lower. That sometimes takes you more into the front of the shoulder more than the chest. Perfect. Coming to a chest fly. So if you've got the option to go lighter, then do. And I know how to do this weight. Oops. Plates are facing each other. They're over the chest again. And they open the arms wide to the side and close back up. I'm even in the video. I think maybe I'll scooch just in case. So open it wide to the side like you're flying. And they close back up at the top. The elbows are slightly soft. Now, if your weight means there's no way you can do it with the straight arms, as I said before, just bend the elbows. It still will be working a different part of the chest compared to the chest press because you turn the dumbbells to face in rather than facing towards your thighs. But it won't be as much load as a full fly. But if you can, see how long and wide you can get. And again, you can get it so your triceps and your elbows are going to just graze against the floor. Perfect. Coming to a skull crusher. So again, I would stick with your lighter weights. Press them into one another if you've got the two. Keep your hands over the, keep your elbows over the shoulders, and then bring the dumbbell towards your forehead and straighten the arms again. Dumbbells come towards the forehead and we straighten. The elbows stay up over the shoulders, so they're not going to come down towards your body. They stay up quite high. And the dumbbell, that's why it's called a skull crusher. It's coming towards your skull. Right, if you get stuck, just do one dumbbell on this one. And I recommend holding either end of the dumbbell because it keeps hands kind of shoulder width apart. And we're encouraging you to keep the elbows in quite close to your body. And the more they tuck in and don't flare out, the more you're going to be targeting your triceps more than a little bit of your chest. Perfect. Take a little bit of a break. Oh. Am I in? Was I in the whole time? Yeah, I think so. We do that one more time. If you feel like you need to change your weight selection, going heavier or lighter, then please do. If you're struggling, your weight's too heavy, just take more rests. Having it where it's kind of shaking and struggle to get up is not necessarily a bad thing. In fact, it's a good thing. So when you're ready, lie down. Palms are facing towards your thighs, chest press. Elbows are wide, squeeze back in. And you should be able to go heavier because of the fact the weights are a little bit closer to your body than they were in the fly. Now, if you notice my timing, by the way, I'm going relatively slow. If you can kind of milk it as well, please do. If your weight is too light that you're not feeling challenged, go even slower and add a longer pause at the bottom and then try to go even slower on the way up. So rather than smashing out the reps, make the weight feel heavy by making it so it's constantly, oh my God, I'm so sorry I can't talk today. Constantly putting your muscles under tension, going slow. Chest fly is probably the lighter weight if you've got the option. Plates are facing, I keep saying plates as well. Open the arms wide. I teach body pump too, and they always have plates. So I've got the habit of saying plates instead of bells. Wow, I love a fly, by the way. What you should really feel, especially as the weight's further away, is it's seriously pulling on your chest. And then you want to squeeze your chest at the top. So think about the plates squeezing into one another. I said plates again. I think that's just me today. Oh my God, it feels so good. Perfect. Skull crushes. Again, I recommend if you're using the two, pressing them into one another for stability. However, you can keep them apart. It'll be more unstable, and it's not a bad thing to work on your stability. So if you've got the weight down, keep the hands, elbows, shoulder distance apart, and just take the weights kind of either side of your temples by bending the elbows and straightening. If not, you're pressing them into one another or holding either end of your one dumbbell. So you want to feel that stretch of your triceps, the muscle running down the back of the arm, and then a big squeeze at the top as you straighten. Everything we do, you're aiming to feel a stretch and then a contraction. And the more we can stretch it, the deeper the contraction. So really see how close you can get the dumbbells to your forehead while being safe. Don't actually crush your skulls, please. Perfect, well done. Rock yourself up. And by rock yourself up, come all the way up to standing. We're going to basically do the opposite muscle group. So we just did the upper body, we're going to do the back. So we did lying down, this motion. We're going to do a similar thing, but now bending over, pulling. So we're going to do a pull, but the elbows are going to stay close to your body, and then after will be a fly. So same thing, heavier weight when it's close, lighter weight when it's further away, medium if you need. Grab your weight, please. Hinge from your hips, so push your bum back, dumbbells about pretty much by the knees, and then you pull your elbows up and in towards your sides. Release back down, pull elbows up and in towards your sides, and then fully straighten at the bottom. Try to keep your back flat throughout this. So if you struggle, one thing you can do is use something like a chair or a sofa to rest on. It helps you with you getting your flat back. And then you can go over from there and kind of rest it at the bottom of each one. So it's a little bit less pressure on your mid and lower back, but we're still getting that squeeze between the shoulder blades. Well done, flies. So the same bent over position, and we're flying. By the way, what I can do with my fly versus my bent over fly versus chest fly is much lighter. So the same hinge position, please. And then like you're flying, open the arms and close. Open the arms and close. If you're struggling with this weight, this is a really humbling exercise. So if you need to, bend your elbows. Still take your elbows wide, but just let the hands kind of dangle underneath your elbows instead of opening wide to the side. And again, if you start feeling pressure in your lower or mid back, it is working that in this bent over position. So you can, like the only way of doing this way is shoving my bum in your face, but you can rest on something, then open and close. Or just stand up in between, then hinge, open, close. Bicep curls. Oh. Hold your dumbbells low, palms turn forward, arms straight. Curl up towards your shoulders, lower back down. So work the triceps, which is the backs of the arms, and now working the biceps, the fronts of the arms. Same concept with triceps. You know how we try to keep the elbows in place to really isolate them? Same thing with biceps. We want to keep the elbows in place. So I've seen a lot of people try and dig into your sides. Try and avoid that. Just let them dangle. But we're trying to avoid them winging outwards like this. Or swinging forward and back. So I want to keep it less of a swing, more of a curl. Like creates that rainbow arch away from the body. Perfect. Little rest. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake up our body. Shake up our body. Just picture, I was saying to the other day, I always picture someone when I'm doing this. Don't know why. Just picture my mum there. I did a Zumba video the other day and thought, did a shimmy in it, maybe she'll do this too. Bent over, rise again. Close to your body, please. Close to your body. Heavier weight if you have the option. If you get stuck and your weight is too heavy, one weight, and then just one weight, one row. Elbows in close to body again. Goodness gracious, I cannot talk today. Sometimes I notice when I go lighter, I can get a better contraction of the back than when I go heavier. So if you're noticing it's so heavy that you're either not being able to get your elbows very high, or you're having to yeet with your back, try lighter. Sometimes it's like we think heavier is better, but range technique first, then range, then adding weight. It's like, see if I've even got a little pause at the top, so we're trying to squeeze my shoulder blades in towards the spine. Try that as well. Bam. Perfect, bent over flies. Same tip position. Tip, 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 tip. Fly. Same thing, drawing the shoulder blades in towards the spine. It's going to work upper back and around here in the back of the shoulders. This is the most, because it is a humbling hard exercise. This is why I tend to see a lot of people moving their body to bounce out. So attempting to keep it as strict as possible, even if that means bending the elbows a little bit more. And yeah, flies, humbling. Humbling. So take rest if you need, take breaks, go lighter. By the way, sometimes just using your arms is great. And sometimes maybe just cannibate beans each arm. You don't need much on a fly for it to be, for you to be feeling it. Bicep curls. Palms forward. Curl. Let's curl, girl. Bum, 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 bum. Going up tonight. Okay, you know I said about moving the elbows. So that's one of the first things I see people kind of accidentally cheat on. The next one is not going down to a full straight arm. Tend to finish around here. So try and fully straighten your arms at the bottom. Why? It's also the full range of the bicep. Remember what I was saying about you want it to stretch and contract? It's that stretch at the bottom, moves, so it's stretching the arm, and then squeeze to contract. The more we can get it to stretch, the bigger the contraction. So the more we can straighten our arms, the bigger the contraction. Perfect, well done. Shake, shake, shake. So, you know, I said we did set of 3 exercises twice. Now we're doing a set of 5 exercises twice. It's going to still be a little bit on the back, a little bit on the chest to work them again, big muscles we can. And then also, this is where the abs are going to come into play. So grab your weight. I would say medium weight if you've got it. Oh, what am I already? Lying down. This time, actively press the plates in towards, the dumbbells into one another. And elbows go close to your body and press back up. So you're dropping elbows down but keeping them in and pressing back up. Now the challenge on this one, press the dumbbells into one another as hard as you can. Squeeze them in, squeeze them in, squeeze them in, squeeze them in. Like there's something really important between each dumbbell. There is like a winning lottery ticket of, how much money do we care about? I'd quite like 100 quid to be honest. So £100 and I'm after it. Squeeze it in so I can't grab it. Squeeze them in. Perfect, lat pull over. Again, I would recommend keeping them in to one another. This is a tough exercise though, so maybe hold one dumbbell and hold either ends. The dumbbells with a straight arm or relatively straight arm, it's going to go over behind your head and then back up. Start small. Start a little bit, test the waters, see how it feels on the shoulders, and then as you go through, maybe you can bring your dumbbells all the way down towards the floor. And as you do this, it's going to be pulling on your lat. So that's like the muscle around the side of the body underneath the armpit. It's also going to be trying to work your abs. So the belly's going to try and flare. So the wrist is going to try and flare, and the back's going to try and move away from the floor. And you're working your abs and your core to keep that as close and tight as possible. Dun, dun. Perfect. Coming into sit up and a press. So bring your dumbbell or dumbbells down towards your shoulder. You might want to start with your feet a bit further away from you. You're going to sit up, press, shoulder press, and then curl back down again. So sit up, press, curl back down. So as I say, you might need one dumbbell. If you struggle with a full sit up, you can just go for like a crunch and then press and then lower back down, or really use the dumbbell to kind of give you momentum to come up. So straighten the arms more, take it behind and use it to swing you up. It's actually going to help and be easier than normal. Then add the press and try to roll down one vertebra at a time. So if you're able to, it's strict. If you need to, use the dumbbell instead of weighing you down to assist you up. Perfect. Leg raises. Hold your dumbbell or dumbbells over your shoulders. Extend your legs. Legs over hips and your lower legs towards the floor. and then bring them back up again. This is one of the more common exercises I see people struggle with. So they think they have to go all the way down towards the ground. You do not. You can just go about half an inch. You'll feel your abs kick in. You can go an inch or so, you'll feel your abs kick in. You can also maybe bend one leg, and do one leg at a time. So especially if you're feeling it in your lower back, take this option. It's going to be, I'm not saying it's easy, but it's going to be easier. And again, it doesn't have to be that it goes all the way down to the ground. It just goes enough so you feel that pulling sensation in your abs, it stretch, and then contract to bring the leg back up. Hold a plank, please. No weights, just get them out of your way. You can do this on your hands or on your forearms, I don't mind. But your hips, your bum, or you just tuck your bum underneath you. Shoulders forward over the elbows or the wrists. And then you can stay on your knees. You can advance onto the toes if you're feeling good. Try not to let the bum go lower than shoulder height like this. So to keep, if anything, hips too high, it's going to be more effective and safer for you than hips too low. And if you feel it in your back, take a little break, take a shake, and then maybe come to the knees, or even coming to all fours or knees down, so you can come here and then really work on tucking the pelvis under. Your shoulders should be burning massive here as well, please, yes? If they're not, shift your way a bit further forward. Please, yes. Perfect, well done. One more round and it's done. How's the upper body feeling? Good? I actually love the feeling of a good upper body workout. I used to love legs. Now I love arms. There's no change to do that all one more time, and we're going to do a quick stretch. Do not miss the stretch. The stretch is the part we put stress on the body here, and it's the part to wind down and help our nervous systems after, as well as bringing flexibility of the muscles. So lie now, please. Close grip, chest press. Press them into one another. Elbows down towards your sides, press back up. The £100 lottery ticket is now £1,000, right? So now I really want to snatch it off you. So squeeze them so hard. The harder you press the dumbbells into one another, the bigger the squeeze you're going to feel in the middle of your chest. It's also working your shoulders, your triceps here, but I want that squeeze in towards the middle. By the way, the other thing, you know, I said with any kind of exercise, we're looking for a stretch and a contraction. If you don't stretch after you exercise, the muscle stays in a short-term position, meaning your next workout is not as effective. So always stick for the stretch. Lat pullovers, please. One weight or two. If you've got the two, I recommend pressing them into one another, just gently. This doesn't have to be like the last one. And then going over the head, and then back up again. As long arms as you can. This is really quite punchy on the shoulder joint. So please do make it smaller if that feels safer. I don't want you to have any kind of injury. I do want you to feel it pull and squeeze, but I don't want you to feel like your shoulders are going to come out the socket. Always test it. Oh, I love that pullover. It's punchy. Your winning lottery ticket now is down, like just built on your lower ribs. Press your lower ribs down towards the floor. Oh my goodness me. Sit up with a press. So if you've got the weights, bring them down towards your shoulders. Again, legs further away will be easier. Legs closer in will be a bit more challenging. Sit up, press, come back down. Curling up through your spine if you can. Press, then curl down. So that's your challenge. If you're able to, keep the dumbbells by the shoulders or by your collarbones as you curl up, then add the press. However, if you need to make it easier, really swing the weights up to help you come forward. And again, that's where I think one dumbbell really helps. Come on, shoulders. Whoa, come on, shoulders. Oh my goodness me. Leg raises. Oh, the weights or weights above yourself. By the way, I actually find this one, assuming your shoulder stability is okay, easier to do both weights. Legs over the hips, one or both head lowers towards the floor, and press back up. And again, you know I said about that lottery ticket? Picture it again. Send your back just around where your lower rib cage is. Think about pressing that downwards. So your lower back may lift away a little bit, but if you keep pressing down there, you're gonna, oh no, that's not the place for me to put the weights. You're gonna feel your abs really brace strong. You should feel your abs, so your belly, maybe your hip flexors, to the front of your hips, and maybe your quads to the front of your thighs. Anything going on the front of the body is what we're aiming for. If you're feeling the back of the body, smaller, or one leg, please. Oh, plank hold. Get rid of the weight. Hands or forearms, knees or toes, but tuck your pelvis under, and your hands want to be underneath your shoulders. So shift forward, 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 so the shoulders are really burning. Holds are tough. There's nothing to think about apart from how everything feels. So every time you breathe in, see how long you can take. And every time you breathe out, can you shift your weight a tiny bit further forward? And or tuck your pelvis under more. Breathe in. Breathe out a little bit further forward and drive your hands down a little bit more. All forearms, sorry. One more breath in only. And one long breath out. I missed one, let me still time one more breath. Oh, what a liar. And relax. Take a little child's pose. Oh. Relax your head. Have a little shake of your wrists. A shake off your shoulders. I do not have my words for today. Sorry about that, but hopefully you still got a great workout. I love that nearly every video I do, I'm like, sorry about that. That's a me issue. Right, so we're staying for the stretch. You can either come to all fours and just let the belly drop, feel the ab stretch here, or come down to lying on your belly, forearms underneath you, or maybe even start to lift the elbows away to feel the stretch of your belly. Know what's feeling best. Belly without pinching the lower back. If you've got a pump in your arms. I do. Na, 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 na. Perfect. Take a child's pose again. Take your knees wide if you can. Stretch your arms forward. Allow the head to relax. If your hips don't go all the way to the heels, it's fine. Just come as far as they can. Sometimes a cushion underneath your knees or even behind your knees can help this. Just going to be in child's pose a little while to do all the other stretches. Let's take a shoulder stretch. Spread your right arm underneath the left armpit. And again, your hips can come forward if you need, but when you feel the stretch across the front of the right shoulder. And the reason we hold each stretch rather than keep moving is at the start we're moving to create blood flow, create warmth in the body, some elasticity in the muscles. And now we're aiming to get them to just relax. Switch arms. We slow down, let the breathing slow down, so tell the nervous system it can relax, the muscles can soften, they don't have to hold on or contract or work hard anymore. Shift your lats, so walk both hands forwards and then over towards the left side and then roll your right armpit down towards the floor. And you should feel the stretch down there, like underneath the right armpit, right shoulder into the right kind of, your lats basically, so the muscle running down the side underneath your armpit, side of your body. Ramble. Repeat the same, other side, walk the hands over the way, roll your left armpit down towards the floor. I love running like high shoulder if you're ever doing these. He once said he was doing like the insanity videos. That's where I met him. Insanity Ohio. Or something completely else. Huh. I'll have to ask. Yeah, he was saying like how the guy made a mistake. Like, yeah, he made a mistake, said this and not this, and I was like, oh my god, and you must hate me then. But he doesn't, do you, Joel? If you're listening. I need a tricep stretch. Reach arms forward again. Let the head relax down. Then press your hands into one another like a clap, and then bring your hands towards kind of the base of your neck, back of the head, the upper back, and you should feel the stretch down the backs of both arms, your tricep muscles. Perfect. We'll do a chest stretch. So come up to kneeling, or you can come to standing if you like. Hands on the lower back, roll back the shoulders, squeeze your elbows into one another, or even place the hands behind. Some people feel it better if you go upwards wide, down and back. See what feels good. And to feel that stretch in the inside of your chest and front of your shoulders. And this is going to be us. Done. Well done. Handshake. Na na na. Get down tonight. Yeah, yeah. Well done. Mad respect for everyone that does these home workouts. I find home workouts really challenging. Even me trying to film them for you, I find it really hard to like press and do it. So seriously, well done for your discipline. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got a good workout. Maybe it's time for you to invest in a more selection of weights if you're doing it quite a lot. But yeah, if you have any questions or feedback, mostly anything positive to say. If you just want to be mean, you can keep that to yourself. But anything like, let me know how you get on. I'd love to hear from you. Hopefully see you at another one soon. Thank you.